Opening range breakouts are a very popular and classic strategy to day trade on. So I'm going to walk you through an example from the Sector Secrets Mastery this morning and how we measure these levels and a tweak on how to enter it. And the entry is really a very different type of entry from the classic opening range breakout, or ORB. And it all starts with identifying the clearing range. Now, this is very easy to do. What is the high and low between 9:30 and 10 o'clock? That's it. So the high-low range was actually set within the first two candles on the morning. So the bell rings at 9:30. There's your high. There's your low. Now, you'll notice I do have a grayed out area. And that's simply because one of the things that we include with the Sector Secrets Mastery membership is just an automation of the very thing that I'm going to show you how to do manually. And that's very important to me. I don't ever want a black box running on my system. I want everyone to at least understand the basics of why any line or level is on the chart. So when you take a look at gold, the first thing I'm going to point out is before we even get into some kind of ORB entry, we want to make sure we're getting the directional bias correct. Meaning, what's the probability of follow through, either higher or lower? There's two things that I'll do. One is the previous session close, or the 4 p.m. Eastern cash close of the previous session. It's a sentiment-driven line in the sand, and this is, of course, Friday's close. And as long as we're below it, I will be looking only for short setups or long puts if you're playing, say, gold futures or the GLD ETF. So I've got my high and low range set. So at 10 o'clock, you know what this is. The trade begins after 10 o'clock. And this is the first step. Most traders will short on the breach or the breakdown of the clearing range or the opening range. They mean the same thing. And what most traders will do is they'll short down here. If we are not in a trend on the 5-minute chart, which we were not at that point, it was trying to form, but it wasn't quite there. It was trying. You can see this lower row of colors started to go magenta. But until I have two completed segments, I don't have a downtrend. So this was not a downtrend at the time. And that increases the probability of, you guessed it, if you've been watching the content here at this YouTube channel, that's a liquidity sweep. That's what it looks like. So there's a bunch of sell stops that get triggered here, and then nobody is willing to sell at a lower price. And what ultimately happens is the buyers who swept this drove this right back up. Here's where the setup starts. So step one, what's the directional bias? Step two, have your high and low ready. Step three, make sure that we're in a trend versus chop. If it's in a trend, oftentimes the breakdown can follow through. If it's in chop, this is usually what happens. So with the high and low, what I like to do really easily, and I'll show you, again, this is automated, but I can show you what it is. I'm going to put a retracement over top of the high to low range. And in this retracement, what you want to do is use a 382, 50%, and 618. Some people call it Fibonacci, but actually, little point to note, these are actually levels that were first actually discovered by an Indian mathematician named Pingala. He wrote poetry too. All right, so now I've got a zone between the 618 and the 382, and there you go. And you can see my grayed out zone is exactly that. Again, no black box. Take the range and then cut it into the 382 to 618. When price enters that range after a breach, this is what I call the retreat. That's where you either get long GLD puts because we're looking for downside follow through, or you can short GC, or you can short MGC. All right, so what happened next? Well, price got into that range. Your first target, and be really prudent about your first target, should be the bottom of the range. So once we re-enter, or once we test, right, that clearing range or opening range low, let that be the first target. Now, at this point, this is where things get really exciting and where you have a real-time assessment of the trend helps. Well, 1, 2. By the time I get to this candle right here, I've got a downtrend. So that means at the 1020 candle, notice I'm using 5-minute candles. At the 1020 candle, I've got a downtrend. So I am really expecting lower lows, but I'm going to do the prudent thing and pay myself when I can, not when I have to. All right, and we kept bouncing around, but ultimately you can see there. So you might ask, well, Rog, this was an entry to the first target, and this was another entry, once again, to the first target, and then this one just kept right on going down because we've got a down trend. That's how you play a choppy market opening range or clearing range. So again, you want to make sure you differentiate between a trend and a chop market, because again, if it's chopping, my expectation is it may not continue with the momentum. So we want to play an exhaustion zone, hence you pull this retracement. If you're a Sector Secrets Mastery member, if you go into the files drive of the room, this indicator is in that folder, and it just makes what is a very easy thing to do manually just automatic. And that is how you play an opening range with a little bit of a tweak. I've been doing it this way for over 25 years. Follow the process, do a couple of them yourself, mark the highs and lows between 9:30 and 10 o'clock, wait for the breach, wait for the retreat, especially if we're still in chop, and then look for the follow through.